Welcome to the biology class. In the previous video, we discussed about taxonomy and systematics. We also learned the history of classification. In this video, we will discuss about the phylogenetic type of classification and three domains of life. In the previous video, while learning the history of classification, we discussed about the contributions of Aristotle, Theophrastus, John Ray and Carolus Linnaeus. They considered one or few observable characters. Aristotle to Linnaeus employed easily observable single to few traits. They classify organisms based on few characters. The characters which are seen while seeing the organisms are considered. In the later time, in 19th century, numerical taxonomy was developed. In numerical taxonomy, more number of characters are considered. Due to advancement of biology was divided into many other branches. Information about an organism from different areas of studies were available that resulted in the development of numerical taxonomy. In numerical taxonomy, many characters are considered for classifying the organisms. It was due to increased knowledge of several biological domains. Biology was divided into many areas of study. Overall similarities or affinities deriving from morphology, anatomy and embryology of organisms are considered for classifying the organisms. Information about organisms from the study of morphology, that is external structures, anatomy, internal structures and embryology, that is developmental stages, are considered while grouping the organisms. This type of studies led to the development of numerical taxonomy in 1950s. Now let us see how the relationship among individuals are analyzed in numerical taxonomy. In numerical taxonomy, the relationship among individuals are evaluated by means of statistical methods and computer analysis. Numerical taxonomy considers more number of characters, so that needs statistical methods and computer analysis. Later on, evolutionary ideas were included and genetic relationship were considered while classifying the organisms. Biologists started studying evolution and genetic relationship among organisms while classifying the organisms. That resulted in the development of phylogenetic classification or cladistics. A common ancestor evolves into many species. Evolution is like a branching tree. The process of evolution is like a branching tree. While arranging the organisms or classification of organisms based on evolution, we will get a branching tree like appearance. That is called a phylogenetic tree. Cladistic classification summarizes the genetic differences between species in the phylogenetic tree. Arrangement of organisms in the cladistic classification shows the differences between the species in the form of phylogenetic tree. This is a phylogenetic tree. This is called as tree diagram or cladogram. It was first developed by Ernst Haeckel. Ernst Haeckel introduced the method of representing evolutionary relationship with the help of a tree diagram known as cladogram. Evolutionary relationship was shown with the help of cladogram by Ernst Haeckel. This is the evolutionary tree. Let us see how organisms are arranged to show a tree-like pattern. Here organisms are arranged based on two characters. The first one is ancestral character. From a common ancestor, many branches of organisms evolve. All have the common character, that is ancestral character. Fishes, amphibians, reptiles, birds and mammals evolve from a common ancestor, so they have the common character. Fishes, amphibians, reptiles, birds and mammals have common character. The common character is called as ancestral character. For example, all have a backbone. Members of a particular branch have derived characters. Members of a particular branch have derived characters. These derived characters are not seen in the ancestor. Shark and ray fishes have cartilage. They do not have bone. Finned fishes have bony skeleton. This is the derived character. This is not seen in the ancestor. Amphibians have 4 limbs. Reptiles and birds, they lay eggs with shells. This is the derived character. This is not seen in the ancestor. Hairs cover the body of group of animals. They are mammals. And again, mammals are grouped into different categories. Here, 2 categories are shown: primates and rodents. Human beings come under the group primates. Primates and rodents have common ancestral characters, but primates have a kind of derived characters. Rodents have another kind of derived characters. The derived characters are not seen in the ancestor. All the members of a branch would possess the derived character, which will not be seen in the organisms below a particular branch point. All the members of branch have a derived character. This derived character is not seen in organisms below the particular branch point. Now let us see a branch point. This is a branch point. Here the members have particular character. They give birth to young one. They have tail. They have external ear. Their body is covered by hair. These are derived characters. These derived characters are not seen below the branch point. Organisms below the branch point are birds, reptiles, amphibians, fishes. They do not have the characters of mammals. Here another branch point. Above the point, reptiles and birds are there. Reptiles and birds lay shells with egg. This is a derived character. This derived character is not seen in the organisms found below the branch point. Below the branch point, amphibians and fishes are there. They do not lay eggs covered with shells. So we can understand that organisms below the branch point do not possess the derived characters of the organisms found above the branch point. Phylogenetic classification is called as cladistics. Here ancestral characters are considered. They are common to the entire group, and derived characters are considered. Derived characters are structures and functions differing from the ancestral characters. By considering these two characters, organisms are arranged or organisms are classified that give a phylogenetic tree or cladogram. Arranging of organisms on the basis of their similar or derived characters which differ from ancestral characters produced a phylogenetic tree or cladogram. Depending on the system of classification, organisms are classified into 2 kingdom, 3 kingdom, 4 kingdom, 5 kingdom, 6 kingdom and 7 kingdom. You would have studied about 5 kingdom classification in your lower classes. 5 kingdom classification was introduced by R.H. Whitaker. The 5 kingdom proposed by R.H. Whitaker are Monera, Protista, Fungi, Plantae and Animalia. He classified the organism based on cell structure, mode of nutrition, mode of reproduction, phylogenetic relationship. While dividing the organisms under 5 kingdoms, Whitaker considered phylogenetic relationships, mode of reproduction, that is sexual or asexual reproduction, mode of nutrition, whether the organism is autotroph or heterotroph. He considered cell structure also. He considered whether the organism is made up of single cell or many cells. This chart shows the outline of 5 kingdom classification. Here Monera, all the organisms are prokaryotes. The groups other than Monera are eukaryotic. Monera, the cell wall, non-cellulose structure. Protista, some of the Protista members have cell wall. Fungi and Plantae have cell wall. Animalia cell wall is absent. When we see the body organization, Monera are cellular, Protista cellular, made up of single cell. Fungi are multicellular. They do not have an organ. We cannot see flower, fruits, leaves, roots in fungi. But plants and animals have tissue and organ systems. Plants have organ, animals have tissue organ systems also. Mode of nutrition, Monera autotrophic and heterotrophic, Protista autotrophic, heterotrophic. Fungi are heterotrophic. They do not have a chlorophyll. They cannot prepare their own food. Plants are autotrophs. Animals are heterotrophs. So based on the nutrition, reproduction, cell structure, Whitaker classified the organisms under 5 kingdoms. They are Monera, Protista, Fungi, Plantae and Animalia. Due to the advancement in biology, 3 domain of life classification was developed. It is due to advancement in molecular techniques, that is DNA analysis, RNA analysis, biochemical assays. Due to the advancement in molecular techniques and biochemical assays, a new classification system was developed, that is 3 domain classification. We know that kingdom is the highest taxonomic category. Above the kingdom there was no category. But in this type, a new category is added above the kingdom. So kingdom comes below the domain. 3 domain classification was proposed by Carl Woese. He classified organisms based on the differences in 16S RNA genes. It is based on molecular analysis. Based on the differences between organisms in 16S RNA genes, 3 domain classification was done. The 3 domain system adds taxon domain higher than the kingdom. Here domain is a taxon that is placed above the kingdom. The 3 domains are archaea, bacteria and eukarya. Eukarya are eukaryotic organisms. Archaea and bacteria are prokaryotic organisms. There are 2 kinds of prokaryotes. So first 2 domains were for archaea and bacteria. They are prokaryotes. The 3rd domain is meant for eukarya. Eukarya is again divided into kingdoms. They are Protista kingdom, Fungi kingdom, Plantae and Animalia kingdom. Let us learn the first domain, archaea. Archaea are unicellular organisms. They are prokaryotic organisms. Some of the archaea are called as extremophils because they are capable of living in extreme conditions like volcano vents, hot springs, polar ice. So they are called extremophils. Domain archaea contains single cell organisms. They are prokaryotes. Prokaryotes do not have nucleus and membrane covered organelles. Some of the prokaryotes live in extreme conditions, so they are called as extremophils. They are capable of synthesizing their food without sunlight and oxygen. Archaea are autotrophs. Some of the archaea are autotrophs. They do not use sunlight and oxygen for synthesizing the food. Then how do they synthesize their food? Members of archaea synthesize their food by using hydrogen sulfide and other chemicals from the volcanic vents. Some of the archaea members produce methane. They are called as methanogens. Methanogens are found in the digestive system of cow. Some archaea live in salty environments. They are called as halophils. Some archaea live in acidic environment at high temperature. They are called as thermoacidophils. Acidophils live in high acidic environments. Thermophils live in high temperature areas. Thermoacidophils live in acidic environments at high temperature. Halophils live in salty environments. Methane is produced by methanogens. The second domain is bacteria. Bacteria are unicellular. They are prokaryotic. Bacteria do not have membrane covered organelles. They do not have true nucleus, but they have cell wall. Bacteria are prokaryotic. They do not have definite nucleus, but inside the cell there is a DNA. DNA carries information for bacteria. The DNA is found as circular chromosome. The DNA does not combine with histone proteins. In eukaryotes, the DNA combines with histone proteins and form a linear chromosomes, rod-like chromosomes. But in bacteria, the DNA does not combine with histones. It is found as circular chromosomes. Bacteria do not possess membrane-bound organelles. You know the example for membrane-bound organelles: mitochondria, chloroplast, endoplasmic reticulum. They are membrane-bound organelles. In bacteria, only ribosomes are the organelles. Ribosomes are the only organelles found in bacteria because ribosomes are not covered by membrane. The type of ribosomes found in bacteria are 70S type, but eukaryotes have 80S type of ribosomes. Some of the bacteria are useful, some are harmful. Their cell wall contain peptidoglycan. Many bacteria are decomposers. Some bacteria involved in photosynthesis. They have bacteriochlorophyll. Beneficial bacteria are probiotic bacteria. Example: milk is converted into curd by lactobacillus bacteria. That is beneficial probiotic bacteria. Disease causing bacteria are pathogenic bacteria. So bacteria are beneficial and pathogenic. Some bacteria are helpful, they are decomposers. Some bacteria are autotrophs. Bacterial cells do not have membrane-bound organelles. The only organelle found in bacterial cell is ribosomes. Some bacteria are called as cyanobacteria. They are otherwise called as blue-green algae. They involve in photosynthesis. They produce oxygen. The third domain is eukarya. The higher plants and animals are eukaryotes. This is a eukaryotic cell. It has well-defined nucleus and organelles like chloroplast, mitochondria, endoplasmic reticulum, vacuoles. Eukaryotes are animals which have true nucleus and membrane-bound organelles. Plants also eukaryotes. They have chromosomes. Their DNA is packed with histone proteins to form linear chromosomes. DNA in the nucleus is arranged as linear chromosomes with histone proteins. Ribosome of 80 type is in the cytosol. Cytoplasm of eukaryotes have 80S type of ribosomes. Eukaryotes have ribosomes in the organelles also. Eukaryotes have 70S type of ribosomes in the chloroplast and mitochondria. Organelles of eukaryotes have a 70S type of ribosomes, but their cytoplasm have 80S type of ribosomes. The DNA combines with histone to form linear chromosomes in eukaryotes. Eukaryotes have well-defined nucleus and membrane-bound organelles. The eukarya domain is divided into 4 kingdoms. They are Protista, fungi, plants and animals.